Good morning YouTubians, it's Kermit's Ghost. It's Monday, it's another Blu-ray hunt without the hunt. No, you still can't go outside, we're still in lockdown. Since my last Monday's video, I tested positive for the old virus. I still have to quarantine because my family have to quarantine because they were in contact with me. And you can't go outside anyway. There's no point in going outside anyway, no shops are open. Might as well just stay in and keep warm and keep watching movies. Talking of which, I did have some deliveries. Some were from my order last week. There are no new deliveries this week, nothing I want anyway. And I did get a parcel here from Movie Edge. I will put his name along here and also like a screenshot of his channel. We're going to start off with the package from Movie Edge. Mike, this is it. I'm going to open this one up and see what he has sent me. Now, some of these films are from Stinky Tuna. Now, Stinky Tuna, they release films that have not got official releases from like streaming sites like Netflix, and they would be called bootlegs, but it's not like bootlegs of back in the day VHS when someone would actually go to a cinema and film the movie on the cinema screen on a camcorder, and then you see like audience heads, people getting up to go to the toilet or get popcorn or whatnot. It's not like that at all. It's taken directly from the source. It's very high quality. Now this film, well, these films do come out on an official release. I will be picking them up, so no harm, no foul. I'm not ridding the streaming services of anything. I do have the streaming services. I just want it as a physical copy. And as I say, if they do get released, I will be replacing them. So the first one is Hubie Halloween. As you can see there, the sticker, it's a Netflix original, and it's got the red N on the spine. I'll open this one up so you can see if there's artwork inside. So inside you do get artwork on the disc, which is really nice because, you know, on some actual official releases you don't get that. Now everybody thinks because it's an Adam Sandler film it's going to be automatically crap, a bit like a Nicolas Cage film, but this is a very endearing film. It's a crime comedy horror from 2020 set around Halloween and in Salem, Massachusetts. Now you've got all of the regular Adam Sandler people in this. You've got Adam Sandler as Hubie Dubois, Kevin James as Steve Downey. Now he's a police sergeant, peaked at high school, that kind of person. Julie Bowen, who's Violet Valentine, she's Hubie's love interest. Kevin James' ex-wife in this. Ray Liotta is in this as Peter Landolfer. He's always tormenting Hubie. You've got June Squibb, who plays Hubie's mum, and her t-shirts in this are hilarious, absolutely brilliant. Steve Buscemi is in this as Walter Lambert. He's a possible 459-year-old werewolf, and everybody torments Hubie over, and it's explained why they torment him, except for Violet, who's in love with him. Hubie is the town's Halloween sort of self-appointed safety guy. He wants everybody to have a good time but be safe. He has a new neighbour who he believes is an old werewolf, and people start disappearing, and there's an escaped person from the local mental health hospital as well. I won't say why people are disappearing, but it's got a great conclusion, I think. It's a runtime of 102 minutes, and I thoroughly recommend this. Good for the whole family. Just a really nice film. And the next one is another Netflix original. We'll open this one up and see if you get artwork on this as well. And Stinky Tuna have done it again with artwork on the disc. Remember, this is not an official release. This is 125 minutes from last year, and it stars Charlize Theron as Andy. She also helped produce the film. It also stars Chiwetel Ejiofor as James Copley. Harry Melling is in this as well. He was Dudley in the Harry Potter films. He plays Steve Merrick, the scientist. You got Kiki Lane in this as Niall Freeman, and it's about a group of immortal mercenaries that are hired by the CIA, Chiwetel Ejiofor's character, to rescue a bunch of kidnapped children. But it's a setup. Because they're immortals, they kill them, and obviously they rejuvenate because they're immortal, and that's filmed and sent to a scientist who wants their powers, basically. That's the outline of the film. That all happens within the first few minutes of the movie, so it's a game of cat and mouse, who to trust, who's not to trust. Just over 2 hours, well worth a watch. Now the next one is another Netflix exclusive. I never asked him to get me this. He sent this out of the kindness of his own heart. It's The Ridiculous Six. We'll open this one up and see what you get inside. So inside you do have artwork, and maybe it's a thing on all Stinky Tuna releases, I don't know. So far, so good. Now remember, this is not an official release, it's a Stinky Tuna release. Really looking forward to seeing this. Ridiculous Six, sounds like it's a play on the Hateful Eight. Can't wait to check this one out. It looks like a Western. Stars Adam Sandler, you got Terry Crews in this as well. Jorge Garcia from Lost, Hawaii Five-0, Alcatraz. You've also got Taylor Lautner, Luke Wilson, and Rob Schneider. So great cast. Can't wait to check this one out. Cheers, Mike. And the next one from Mike is the biopic of CBGB. It's a New York music venue. In case you didn't know, CBGB stands for Country, Bluegrass and Blues, which finally went on to become a rock and roll and punk venue. It's about a guy called Hilly Crystal, played by Alan Rickman. You've got Merv Ferguson in this as well. Now, Hilly is on his second divorce and he's skint, and he borrows money from his mother to open up this venue with Ferguson. You've got Alan Rickman in this, Malene Ackerman. Malene Ackerman plays Debbie Harry, Blondie. And you've got Justin Bartha, Jolly Galeckic from The Big Bang Theory. Rupert Grint is in this from the Harry Potter films, and Bradley Whitford too. It's 101 minutes. It's got really bad reviews, but I cannot wait to check it out and see what it's all about. And the last one from Mike is Queen of the Damned. Bit of a glare on that, so I'm going to open it up and see if there's anything inside. You do get a plain black disc with a title on and a code, but I don't think you'll be able to pick up the code on camera. This is a posthumous release from 2002, and I'll get to that in a minute. It's a fantasy horror starring Stuart Townsend as Lestat. Now, Lestat is a vampire from a couple of books by Anne Rice. The first one being Interview with a Vampire, which starred Tom Cruise as Lestat. Stuart Townsend is in the sequel, and the sequel book is called Vampire Lestat. Now, you've got Matthew Newton in this as well as Armand, and Aliyah. Aliyah played Queen Akasha. Now, Aliyah, the singer, unfortunately, she passed away aged just 22 in an airplane crash in 2001, and that's why it's a posthumous release in 2002, so it was the last film. Very sad. It's 101 minutes long, and I cannot wait to check it out, being a big fan of Interview with a Vampire and Lestat's storyline. So that is Queen of the Damned. So those were the titles from Mike. I do have a few more to show you, so stick around. The next one is Jiu-Jitsu. This one was part of the HMV order that turned up a few days late. I watched this last Wednesday, and it's a sci-fi martial arts film. It stars Nick Cage, Tony Yart, I think I'm saying his name right there, Frank Grillo, and some other bloke. Mossy, I can't remember, was it Alan Mossy? Can act for Toffee. Now this has like comic book style, like chapter graphics, and it's about an alien. Now this alien is a complete Predator rip-off, and also a little bit cross between the aliens in Battleship as well. Kind of looks like that one, but gets on like the Predator in Predator. Now it's about an alien that arrives through this like cat's ass kind of wormhole in the middle of nowhere every 6 years. I mean, every 6 years, 600 years, it'd be more of an event, but every 6 years this thing comes back to fight someone to the death. And I mean, it's barely enough time to get and put the kettle on, and he's got to make his way back. Comes through and he chooses a jiu-jitsu master to fight to the death. Now this alien has brought jiu-jitsu to Earth as like a gift, and someone has to learn it. He chooses to fight them to the death, but the guy who he chooses is he sort of runs for his life. He don't want anything to do with it. But it's a real mishmash of absolute awful acting and an absolute crap story. It is a dog shit of a film. Absolute utter rubbish. It's 102 minutes long, and the best thing about this is Nicolas Cage by far. That his acting lifts the film to a whole new level. Yeah, it's just awful. It really is just awful. I would completely recommend avoiding this like the plague. The next one is New Mutants, no artwork on a disc, and an age 15 rating. It's an hour and 39 minutes from 2020, starring Anya Taylor-Joy as Magic with a K. You got Maisie Williams as Rain Sinclair, Charlie Heaton as Sam Guthrie, Henry Zag as Sunspot, Alice Braga as Celia Reyes, and Blue Hunt, what a great name that would be for a blue tuber, Blue Hunt as Daniel Moons. It's about a group of mutants that are in a government facility having their powers monitored, and obviously it all goes tits up. Didn't really enjoy this film. I watched this a couple of days ago, and it's too sort of almost cartoony with the effects in places. Didn't particularly enjoy that aspect of the film. It does sort of build up, but doesn't really go anywhere. So I would probably give this film 4 out of 10. Now the last title is one I have been waiting to come out for a very long time, and it's Fire in the Sky. This was released in Australia under the Imprint label. Do have another one of theirs, War of the Worlds, from the 50s. Now this film, Fire in the Sky, is a biopic. It's based on a true story, although it is billed also as a sci-fi film. We'll open this one up and show you what you get inside. So on the inside you do get different artwork. Now the slip is the original poster art, and this is a commissioned art, and you do get based on a true story written at the top, very intriguing, and inside the slip art is carried onto the disc, as well as inside artwork. So this film is based on a book called The Walton Experience, set on the 5th of November 1975 in Snowflake, Arizona, in the White Mountains, and it's about a bunch of loggers, cut down trees, and they're finishing their shift on their way home, and they go past this field where something doesn't seem right. They get out of the car, well, Travis Walton does, and he walks over towards this light, and then he gets struck by an intense beam, and he's lifted into the air, paralyzed. The rest of the guys, they panic, they drive to the nearest town to get away, and they phone up the local lieutenant, or the police, and the local lieutenant, Frank Watters, played by James Garner. He attends, but he thinks that they've murdered him, so they're sort of on the hook for a possible murder case. But fortunately for them, Travis Walton turns up 5 days later at a gas station, completely naked, dehydrated, and you find out through his like flashbacks that it was an actual alien abduction, and it's just a fantastic sci-fi movie. Directed by Robert Lieberman, it's 109 minutes, and it's very, very eerie in places. It's tried to be, films have tried to copy this alien abduction sort of scene a few times, I've noticed, and this is the original and the best. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Do you have any questions or comments? Put them down below. I will get back to you. I promise, give the video a thumbs up. It does help the channel. And subscribe if you haven't. It's all free. Why wouldn't you? And feel free to share this on social media as well. All that being said and done, thank you so much for choosing my channel and watching my video today. Thank you so much. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next one.